KZ end up with a -5 in a minute?
430 tonight.
First of all, I don't believe in numbers.
Don't get fooled. The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
Heat win! You know, Alpha's not here. Brass is not here. We are running a rogue show today. But I want to start by saying, and I don't have a rant music, and I'm just here to tell you that what they did today was as important as any win all season. They went into a game that everyone thought was a loss, including us. They went into that building undermanned. They went into that building and got their fucking faces hit. They went into that building and they got punched in the mouth. They were down by double digits. It looked bleak. People were like, I don't want to do a show. Everybody was arguing on Heat. It was a meltdown. And again, this is not a rant. This is telling you that what this team does over and over and over and over again should supersede any 1-point loss on the road without their Hall of Fame point guard. And for everybody being a doomist on social media and for everybody criticizing this team for nonsense, they have something special. They went up against the best player in the fucking league in Kevin Durant, and they took his game back, and Bam went toe-to-toe with him. Tyler balled the fuck out, and here we are with a stranglehold on first place, looking at the Sixers and telling them to fuck off. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and this is the Hangover Time postgame show. Take me out, G. We're our parents aren't home right now. We're doing whatever we want with the platform. This is Alf and Brass's Joey. Listen, it's boys' night, baby.
That's right.
Oh God.
Boys. What's up?
Sometimes you're late to the schedule when you sign up but we're here. Great game. Super excited.
Happy Women's History Month from all of us, guys.
Yeah, what a way to start. What a way to kick off our women's history coverage than with 4 men, 2 white Hispanics and 1 just white guy, and Kenny.
For white.
Hangover Time tradition, unlike no other. Let's find out what everyone's drinking. Oh, that's loud. Hold on, wait. We'll lower that. Yeah. All right, we got music.
I had already lowered my volume preparing.
We got the vibe. It's nobody here to tell me otherwise. Oh, gotta shout out the homie, Heat Beat Lifer, Chief Dumologist, for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs, Moose, on a night like tonight in the year of drop.
Yes.
You already know I came correct tonight because tonight's game, for as amazing as Bam was, it was about our guy, the year of the drip drop. So I'm going to hit this commentary one time with a drip drop.
Oh, my God. Also, shout out to the Kiddo Island, Danny Heat Guy. Thank you so much for the subs. We have Fudge Supreme 220. So, shout out to you guys. All right, Kenny, what we got on deck for tonight?
Man, honesty is the best policy. So I did the pregame show. I was like real nauseous right before that, so I didn't get a chance to buy alcohol. So I'm drinking a Coca-Cola. My player of the game, I got to go Bam Adebayo. I mean, this game was supposed to be a loss going into it. Spo just was trying shit. He had Tyler picking up full court. He started yurt on KD. And they said, hey, Bam, Work on what you work on. Go ahead and score. And 30 on 15 shots, incredible. My player of the game is Bam Adebayo.
All right, Moose. What do we have, Mr. Year of Drip Drop?
Listen, I think Gabe Vincent had a really great game tonight. But you know I gotta go with Tyler Herro. Listen, this guy is an all-star. Yeah, he might not be literally an all-star, but he's a motherfucking all-star, okay? Best player on our team outside of Bam Adebayo. Maybe ahead of Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I'm saying it. Most important to our offense, most overused, most deserving sixth man of the year, MVP, number one in my heart, and of course, Mr. Cereal Box, Mr. Drip Drop. Gotta hit him one time for my player of the game, Tyler Herro. Drip Drop.
You didn't answer the question as to what you were drinking, though. That's the point of the segment.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? Monkey. Okay, that's what I
We know
want
the
to
answer to
know.
that. We know that answer.
All right, before we get to
Unfortunately, I'm back to the normal human size while I wait on my industrial monkey shoulder bottle
That's
to
not small.
arrive.
That's not a small bottle.
This is the normal size, but no, we can do bigger and better than this. So
chat. What do you mean? The
Amen.
music's fine. The music's at an
music's
adequate
fine.
volume.
I can't even hear the music, but I mean it's better than the way you normally do it.
Okay, well, that.
Ooh, can we drop in on that?
Net
Spaces?
spaces.
I'm not.
When did the Nets get fans?
I don't have the technical. I don't have the
fraternity, they pay
facilities
for
for
them.
that, big man. So Joey, before we get into what you're drinking, where the fuck are you? Are you in a?
Well,
you
I
like
have
in
a question for
Are you in
Joey.
a Japanese bathhouse? What's going on?
I am
Is
in an
your
undisclosed-
side hustle actually like? Are you a geisha? Is that what's up?
I'm happy you said that. I am working on my my memoirs, and I do want to say I am not at a sushi spot. I'm in an undisclosed location, but I will tell you that I am actually at my job. This is Decorative Guys, feng shui. All right, guys, it's feng shui. Anyway, I went to the gas station right by my work, and I picked up this. It's a Cheeto or a Chido. It's a pumpkin spice latte tequila with coffee. I mean, this is what like ISIS drinks. This is awful. This is so bad.
Smita Smolik says Joey washing dishes at Benihana.
I wish.
Yeah, I don't believe you're actually at work. If you're working, you're probably at the Miyako of Dadeland across the street.
That's out Moose.
Shout out, yeah.
I'm having listen, South Miami for like I'm having a gin and tonic, old reliable, as we do around these parts. Listen, guys, great win, fantastic. We have a lot to get to. Moose, I'm gonna get to you in a second because I know what you want to propagate. Kenny, I'm gonna start with you, man. That game flipped. We talked about this pregame. We're like, why the fuck are they starting Yurt and Bam together? That's a little strange. That game flipped when they went small. They decided we're just going Caleb at the 4. We are going to leverage our movement. We are going to leverage our shooting, and we're going to do. And we said this, as well. Their win conditions were get some shots going from outside and let Bam get downhill. Use that space to get Bam going to the basket. And that's exactly what happened. That's what all their runs were predicated on. They tried some zone. They threw all sorts of defenses at them. But Kenny, what really was important is they ditched the two bigs. They went small, and they're like, let's fucking shoot and play as fast as we can on offense.
Yeah, so for anybody who didn't see the pregame, me and G were both extremely confused by Yurt starting next to Bam. And so we were trying to figure it out because we got the announcement at the time of recording. And so we did say, we figured they would probably have Yurt in there for a couple of minutes. We wouldn't see him again. And so once they went to Caleb, things just really, he's just such a dynamic defender. And so, yeah, KD went off. KD is going to go off. But nobody else got involved, really. And remember, Cam Thomas murdered us last game. That did not happen. That's a lot thanks to Caleb. There's not much to say about him. He's just phenomenal. And also, Bam. Gotta get back to Bam, man. He's how many free throws? Like 8 tonight? I think that's what Brian M told me.
It was enough to make a difference. Yeah,
it was enough to make a difference, and that's all that matters. And so I'm not fucking scared of this team. When they bring Ben Simmons back, whatever. I'm not scared. Take me out, G.
I'm not scared either. We have a couple more subs. We have Sebastian. Thank you so much. Sebastian, brother. We have Nando 305. Nando's my dad's name. We have Fazy 23. We have Doo Boy 89. That is my favorite name.
Doo Boy.
Doo Boy 89. It makes me laugh every single time.
I think. No.
It's funny when Alf has to read that because Doo Boy has been subbed for a minute. They've been subscribed for 3 months, and every time they do it, IDB 112 gifted a tier 1 sub to Ben Simmons. We love it. We also had Vane Hype gifting a tier 1 sub to Victor Oladipo, who, by the way, Shams Charania reported of The Athletic.
We got a Shams Wow mid-game.
Sham Wow mid-game. I don't know. I did Depot call him or text him mid-game like, I'm ready.
Good question.
I'm
How
ready
did
to
that
fight.
happen mid-game?
Joey, like, do you envision Shams getting it? By the way, the report is that Depot's coming back on Monday. Shout out to Sedano who got that prediction
against
right.
the Rockets, his former team.
Joey, how do you envision that going?
I feel like it was very theatrical. I'd like to think that maybe there was just like a note handed to someone, and that was handed to someone else, and that was handed to someone else, and then it finally got to Shams, and then it just said Vic's coming back Monday.
Does it get to Riley?
Tell everybody.
Does Riley hand it to somebody, or does it just bypass Riley?
Oh, Riley never touches it.
No, he can't.
He can't. Right. He's the Don. He never touches it.
Exactly.
Can't leave fingerprints.
No.
Oh,
he probably ordered the note though. Well, I don't know if it's hands, but at some point he caught wind of it and okay.
Wind was caught.
Exactly.
Shout out to D2K and Omega Saiyanman for subbing with Prime. By the way, if you're not a Prime sub, you have access to it. Shout out to Brass in chat. Meat beat sausage party.
And I'm one time for the meat beat. Wait, what?
That's going in the hotties. That's going in the hotties.
Hey, meat beat with Joey's background is insane, man.
Yeah. Can we get a sign?
That's where he works.
Just edit it however you want.
Out of context, Hangover Time. They're gonna have a field day with that. HB CVIC 8484. Thank you for the Prime sub. All right, Moose. It's your time, man. Drip drop.
Listen.
Second night in a row. Your boy, Mr. Bailout. Let's just say it.
Thank you. Say it loud. Say it with your chest.
Mr. Bailout, baby.
Tiff and I, we've been saying it all season, but we were specifically talking about it tonight in the chat. I'm going to be honest. I was one of the people going into tonight really not expecting a W. I wanted to see a decent fight. Was not expecting the performance that the entire team had on the second night of a back-to-back. But Tyler specifically, he has to do so damn much, especially coming off the bench and still carrying that load. And when Jimmy's not hitting or not even playing tonight, it's even more. But shout out to him because all of those reps are coming through and will play tonight that impressed me the most.
Tell him.
Coming down at the end of the game when he realized the switch and was able to make that pass over to Bam. He just dropped it in there perfectly. He would not have been able to do that last year. What I was afraid he was going to do, which is probably what he would have done last year, is an ugly step back with KD in his face trying to shoot the fadeaway three. He was patient, understanding what was going on, was able to make the most appropriate play for the most efficient basket at that time. And besides that, he also had a little bit of flashiness with that, step back, fadeaway three. So it was amazing. I don't know what that comment was about my couch, but I'm going to have drip drop. G, take me out. What the fuck's going on back there?
And G, that fucking Tyler and Bam DHO.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you got somebody who can score on 3 levels and make that pass now.
And when
but
you
again,
I said something in the chat that I'm not going to say publicly, but I'm excited for the future. I'll say that.
Penny, I love that you called that out because that was what we were saying last year that he was really struggling with. And look, he had never done that before. It takes time. It takes reps for you to be able to do that efficiently. And this year, we're actually seeing all of that come to fruition, which is just fucking amazing. Buy some stock. Buy some T-shirts. I told you. Year of the motherfucking drip drop.
And by the way, considering the circumstance, that cereal box is in amazing condition.
Thank you.
Like Kevlar.
He has like 50.
Not a receptionist. I'm a manager.
I really don't.
And sometimes I do it.
Chat says Joey's the receptionist at Bob Kraft's favorite rub and tug.
Just a receptionist. I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Joey
Let's be real.
has aspirations.
I'm real hands-on. All right, real hands-on manager.
Listen, Alpha's consuming all of New Orleans. You'll get Pepas upon his return. Pepas was inappropriate yesterday. We made an executive decision.
Oh.
There was no Pepas was going to be so fucking lit until that Tyler turnover, and it all went downhill from there.
That was last night. Shut the fuck up.
That was last night. No, listen.
Yeah.
He played great. No, that's not on him. Like that. Not last night's not on him. Like I know that he had the 2 turnovers late in the game, but like anybody blaming Tyler is just ridiculous. That dude was fucking awesome. So what you got, Joe? What you got, Kenny?
Yeah, so I do want to point out about Pepas too, because I think Alf is back on Monday, the same day as the return of the team's number 1 Pepas propaganda. And so, propagator. So it worked out. It works out.
Yeah.
Tune in Monday.
It was meant to.
That's what I would.
Yeah.
I don't want to get DMCA'd.
Yeah, Twitch cover your ears.
Yeah, no, Twitch earmuffs. No, nothing's happening over here. Gogi, by the way, listen, I do want to say something, and part of this was kind of said in jest, but part of it was serious, Joey. Max was on the floor before Gogi. Gogi was always first on the floor here. When there was that loose ball at the end of the game at that inbound, and thank God we didn't have a part 2 of yesterday, Max was the first dude on the ground as the inbounder. That dude leapt in, and that's usually. Listen, I'm gonna say it. Dragons lost a little culture second he walked out of here.
Yeah. Who?
I'm just being honest, Joey.
Who are we even talking about? Listen, I love Dragic, but I'll be real with you. The first time I saw him with that giant brace on his knee, I knew his days were numbered. He was just, you don't get better than that. So I knew he was on his way out. He wants to come back next year. That's great. But right now, I don't know him. I don't want to know him.
Shout out to Gogi. I love him. He's, he played pretty well today. 9 points, seven assists.
Hit double digits. Oh my God.
4 of 10. I mean, just happy that he gets to play. Obviously he's a Heat legend.
I think Goran was doing us a favor there at the end. I think he knew what he was doing. It was listen, I'll see you guys next year.
He's a sleeper cell.
Yeah. Bro, did he not look weird in that jersey?
He looks awful.
So
he looks photoshopped the whole
looks
time.
Like it doesn't fit him well.
Yeah,
the number
Joey,
looks baggy on him.
Yeah, it's not a good number on him. I'll say that.
No.
Off them dynamite rolls. Yes.
Ooh,
and shout out the avocado rolls as well.
Oh man, I love when our chat gets obsessed with one thing, whether it's Kenny's Wildfire, now it's Joey out of Benihana.
Yeah.
Tell the chefs to keep it down.
I will. No, I will. Yes.
Are you a fan of the onion volcano?
Big fan of the onion volcano. Even bigger fan of the sauce. That's not really sauce. It's a string. That'll trick you. I love that one. That's a great one. Hey, wait. Right, you're doing the fried rice with the heart? Wow, blew my mind.
Joey, are you a ginger guy? Ginger yum yum ginger yum yum.
I'm like a double yum yum. So I'm like a yum 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 yum.
Yum. Moose stealing dance content. All right, let's push an agenda that I feel we need to push. Caleb Martin for most improved player of the year.
Oh, let's go.
Honestly, I have not seen a single, and it's funny because Heat Twitter will nominate any guy for any stupid award. I'm stunned that hasn't been one. He's legit. I mean, Kenny, he's a fucking difference maker, and we've talked about this on both ends of the floor. Making plays at the rim, being a good transition open court player, a way better shooter than any of us could have ever expected. I mean, the dude is, I think at this point, essential for their top end success. They're at their best when he's out there. I have lost enough superlatives for that guy. I cannot believe they got him on the deal that they did. And Kenny, I think, he needs at least noise. We need to make noise for Caleb Martin as most improved player.
Yeah, at least some kind of mention. Even when he was in Charlotte last year, he was just a guy. And actually, I think they released. I don't think it's. I think they just waived him. I don't think they even released him. They just waived him. Well, I don't think they just let him walk. They just waived him, and then J. Cole discovered him and all this other stuff. Whatever. But
sounds made up.
I kind of don't believe it, but it's a story.
I think it's crazy. All PR for an eventual collabo album. Just wait.
The Heat signed J. Cole.
He ended up with 22 tonight, and he's a contender he's a contributor on a contender. That has to count for something. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go out and win the award, but he has to have some noise, some kind of mention somewhere. And so, thank you, G, for pushing that.
No, listen, we have to.
Yeah.
We have to do it. I like what Brian's our correspondent on the ground here. Gordon Dragic said Spo tricked us with that zone. You should know better, Gogi.
Yeah. Spo tricked us. I'll see you next year, buddy.
No, you know what?
You
Actually, does kind of, considering the type of defender Goran is, it kind of makes sense.
I think so that
we're working a fine line, gentlemen. We're working a fine line here.
But can we go back to the Caleb Martin thing? Because I do love that idea of, beating that drum, starting that campaign online, because there needs to be more discussion of that. Kenny just said it. He's going to be more than thank you, Joey. He's going to be more than a contributor. He's an essential rotation player, like to the point that I was upset that he was playing tonight. Legitimately, I don't want to see him active on a second night of a back-to-back when he's already dealing with a sore Achilles. But I mean, guy's balling out. He played incredible tonight. And he's going to be an essential guy for us in the playoffs. He's going to be getting heavy minutes. He's going to be in the rotation. So yes, this is a guy that went from afterthought signing to, one of your most essential pieces going down this stretch.
Last year in 56 games, he shot 125 threes, made 31 of them. Shot 24, almost 25% on threes. He's a 38% shooter, and he's already in 58 games. He's shot 10 more.
That stat alone.
It's not Joey. It's not even that. It's the finishing at the rim has gone up from 54% to 69%.
Nice.
His EPM, which is a fancy estimated plus minus stat, courtesy of Dunks and Threes, which is one of the best advanced analytics out there. He went from a minus 4.2, which is the 15th percentile in the league, which is one of the worst, to the 75th percentile at plus 0.6. That jump with the shooting, with the defense, the free throw shooting has gone up 9 percentage points. He went from 64 to 75.
Wow.
The offensive rebounding percentage has gone up. He's in the 72nd percentile as an offensive rebounder. And Kenny, I know that you had asked, how does he fare against other people in his positions? He's just flat out one of the best in the league. He's been incredible.
And he's undersized. He's 6'5", playing the 4 sometimes.
Bro, he's 6'7". He's listed at 6'7", 205 pounds. But he's skinny. It's what
it's a lean 205.
Yeah.
But they've always wanted. Everybody's saying fuck them numbers, but I just want to illustrate, because if you look at points per game, I mean, whatever the points per game, he's at 9.3. He was at 5 last year. You know what I mean? You kind of look at that.
Doesn't tell the story,
the impact that he doesn't show up on a box score. So sometimes you have to look a little deeper to kind of uncover of what he's doing. And I don't know, Moose. He's been incredible, and I want him to get some national shine.
No, I totally agree with you. I think this is going to be something that Heat Nation, Heat Twitter needs to undertake, and I don't think he's going to get any national media attention for that, just because national media fucking hates Miami Heat players. The only one that I could see possibly getting it, because he deserves it, is Tyler Herro for Sixth Man of the Year. I think if he doesn't get it, it's a huge travesty.
Yeah.
But yes, he should be in the conversation for Most Improved Player, and we need to make that a thing on Twitter. What's going on?
Fuck Shout out to Facey Taylor. Fuck the national media.
You need to construct some type of hashtag. I'm just saying.
And so, what's funny about the national media? So this whole year, they've mentioned the Heat maybe JJ Redick one time, Kendrick Perkins one time about how good they are. Jimmy had a bad game, and supposedly it was the talk of the fucking day. That's insane.
Was it?
Yeah, from what I was told.
Bullshit.
It's crazy.
Kenny,
Go ahead.
I've talked about this before. This team is I don't think the Heat do a good job of marketing them. They don't market their stars. And part of that's by design, I think. I think that they like the low-keyness. I think that they like to be out of the way. But I think more than anything, we don't have a national voice for this team, right? I think the majority of the best Heat content is really grassroots stuff like what we're doing and what others are doing, around the digital verse. I think Ira and Anthony and Barry do a great job of beat reporting, but we don't. The Athletic doesn't have a Heat writer like on a really big national platform. ESPN doesn't have a Heat writer. It's just really Sedano and Izzy. But Sedano's our guy pretty much because Le Batard isn't doing so much Heat anymore.
Sedano's got like 16.
Yeah, and Sedano's a Laker guy. And he's more. He said he'd rather be the Sixers. I mean, can you really trust him? Nikias is like the most qualified person to talk about the Heat. As of course my camera goes out. But like even like people are saying like Sedano's a Laker fan and they're like Joey Taylor. Joey Taylor's in prison, with fucking Colin Cowherd, right? She has to deal with his ass all day. It can't be worse, right? So it's just tough because we don't have a national voice, and all our best voices are either grassroots or it's like, okay, we got Sedano and Izzy, but like that's really it. When these other places, right, they have like these huge national voices, and Nikias is like trying to hold it down, but like hashtag get Nikias I'm on the low post. I don't know what to say.
I just want to say I just noticed Joey's display.
Arts and Roberts crafts. I do agree with your sentiment, but just for the sake of argument to kind of like push back a little bit, I think, and at least it's my hope, I do think Dwayne Wade is going to be someone that's going to be, shining more of a light on the Miami Heat when he can. And he's someone that when they speak, people will listen. We saw the reaction that the internet gave to just that little clip of him talking about Spo. That was the most I've seen Spo get praised.
He's so good at it.
But it was the most I've seen Spo get praised nationally, probably all year, and deservedly so. But to your point, it takes someone with that type of platform to speak on our behalf. And I don't know how it's going to work with the Utah Jazz and all that, but I do believe that Dwayne Wade is going to shine more of a light on us moving forward. And let's see how that plays out, throughout the rest of the year.
Bro, that All-Star Weekend coverage, D-Wade was talking more about the Heat than the fucking team he part owns.
Yeah.
We know where his heart is. No one's fronting.
The only pushback I have is the Heat have missed the playoffs, 6 times in the past 25 years?
5 times.
5 times in the past 25 years. So at some
They've
point,
only had 5 losing seasons. I should say
and
that.
So my pushback is we shouldn't need a local guy to infiltrate the national media. They know they're going to have to talk about the Heat at some point in the playoffs. And so it's on them. I mean, the number 1 team in the East, I don't care who it is, they shouldn't be an afterthought.
1 seed.
They shouldn't be an afterthought on a national stage. I agree with you, but at the same time, I do have to criticize national media at some point for just like they're forcing Laker and Nick talk on us, man. And it's just like who cares?
They have to. Chat saying could be Shaq. And Shaq does kind of talk up your.
I don't fucking listen to anything Shaq.
I love Shaq. Shaq's
I love Shaq, but he's like.
I love Shaq, dude. No, Shaq loves us. There's love. Shaq is like,
he doesn't.
He's like a character.
No, Shaq loves Shaq.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He likes being in Miami and having people like him and all that, but he doesn't give a shit about the Miami Heat.
I'm gonna put a poll on Twitch. Does Shaq like us?
Yes.
I think Shaq like us.
Us personally.
Shaq... Yeah, no, yeah.
Us 4 right here.
Yeah, no, us 4, not Alf and Brass. Does Shaq like the Miami Heat? Does Shaq like
the Miami Heat specifically?
I think there's a difference. I
think he plays nice with the Miami Heat because he wants Miami to like him. But I don't think he gives a shit about the Miami Heat, really.
Right. Polls up in Twitch chat. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that later. Siobhan in chat says Shaq doesn't really like anybody. Shaq loves sponsors. Shaq loves like DiGiorno and Icy Hot.
He's had a bunch of wives.
Office Max. Joey, I walked into a fucking Office Max. I had to buy a Sharpie, and there's like 7 fucking cutouts of Shaq, and they're like attacking me.
I've seen him. You don't want to be there at night. It's like a night at the museum situation. They'll try to box you out.
Bro, he sponsors everything. That dude sponsors every fucking frozen. He sponsors like competing frozen pizzas. It's incredible.
He's like a NASCAR.
He sponsors your meal. He sponsors the pill you take after the meal to digest that meal.
Yeah.
He sponsors the wipes you're going to use to. Well, never mind. Drape Draft, take me out.
There's a YouTuber that once tried to see if he can live a week using only products like of Evangelion, which was a popular show in the 90s, because there's so much merchandise, like just fucking toothpaste. I think you could probably survive a week using only things that Shaq sponsors.
If Shaq did like a remake of Castaway, he'd be fine.
Oh, we should try that. Joey,
all of his products
Shaq away.
like a survival.
Joey, I volunteer you in the off season to like live a day only using Shaquille O'Neal products.
I think we could do that.
I think we could do that. Out. We'll front the money. I think this may be something that we gotta do. All right, guys. So Heat are the 1 seed. They have a stranglehold. They play the Sixers. This is the hardest part of their schedule. Truly, they had the Bulls, they had the Bucks, they have the Nets, and then they have the Sixers on Saturday. They have a couple easy ones, and then they play the Suns again. And then their schedule looks pretty light at that point. Kenny, they are as safe a bet. By the way, chat says Shaq does like Miami. 57% of the audience said yes. Shaq does Shaq like the Miami Heat specifically, and they said yes. Test pick, yeah. So
yeah,
Kenny,
get back to us, Joey.
He comes here all the time.
Kenny, I think that they're the best bet to finish first in the East. I think them, at very worst, they're surviving this week. 500, which I think, honestly, I don't even think that's a failure if they do lose on Saturday. I mean, getting out of the stretch 500 is an absolute win. Crushing the Bulls, but they have a legit chance to close the door on first place in the East, and I think they're as safe a bet as anything to get it.
Oh yeah, and so they do have a couple difficult games. They have Phoenix again, but they won't have Chris Paul, and they may not have Devin Booker, depending on how. And so, yeah, they would be my bet to finish first if they care to. I don't think they'll care to, because like I said online, with the play-in thing now, 1 and 2 is not really. It's not what it was. It doesn't make that big of a difference now. But
yeah,
I mean.
Yeah, if we play for sure in the first round, I'm game.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I've been saying all season, I'm not scared of any team.
Not for a series, no way.
Yeah, no. I'm not. Nobody's putting. We got the Sixers coming up. I'm not scared of them either. Especially in the playoffs. We've seen James Harden try to close teams out.
Madai 904 says ESPN's BPI has the Heat over a 65% chance to get first in the East. I mean, those are great odds, and every model kind of has
calculations of that. I agree with the statistics.
I do think that there's some concerns that you can have about some of their late game offense, but Moose, I watched a lot of the fourth quarter of yesterday. They seem to have started to phase out Jimmy ISO or bust. No, chat, you did not miss Pepas. We're doing Pepas when Alpha comes back on Monday. We're not doing Pepas on a loss. We're doing Pepas when it should be done. So don't worry, you didn't miss it. And we'll for sure post it. But yeah, Moose. So what was I saying? I totally lost it. Chat destroyed.
I don't know. I don't really always listen. So let's start from the top.
Late game offense.
Yes. I'm sorry. No, listen. I'm producing and hosting, and this is a show with a lot of moving parts. Too. Yeah. This is a show with a lot of moving parts. So yeah, Moose. So I watched the whole fourth quarter of Heat Bucks, and they seem to Spo is aware that they moved that sometimes Jimmy or bust isn't good, and I think tonight was also a good example of. All right, let's go to what works. Bam comes in the game. They run a Tyler Herro and Bam pick and roll. They get a basket at the rim, pretty automatically. And by the way, shout out to Tyler for forcing that switch on KD, getting Bruce Brown on Bam, and throwing a fucking perfect pass.
It was his best play of the night.
Moose, that's a tough pass. That's a really tough pass. He doesn't make
it last year.
No, he doesn't. He's improved so much. So I just think that the evolution of Bam and Tyler getting more endgame reps, I think is a net positive for this team. I think them going through that game yesterday was a positive because, again, Jimmy took his last field goal with 4:10 left in the fourth. The rest of that was Jimmy screening, being a good teammate, getting Bam, he'd bring the ball up as like the de facto point guard because Kyle wasn't there, and he'd get them into sets, and then he would just screen and roll and do all and let Bam and Tyler. And again, if it wasn't for a couple free turnovers, we're talking about a 3-game win streak right now. But yeah, Moose, I'm excited for the future of Bam and Tyler kind of closing games and giving them the reins of the offense.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think shout out, first of all, to Jimmy Butler last night, noticing that his shot wasn't hitting. He was playing probably the worst game of the year. And he did all of the little things, setting the screens, rolling, doing everything that we needed him to do, while Bam and Tyler were getting those clutch late minute reps. Now, it didn't work out for them last night, but you saw them regroup in 24 hours and kind of understand where their faults were and were able to actually act on that and put it into play tonight. I think the biggest thing is going to be when Kyle comes back, having that extra, what I like to say is like point guard on the court. And because Kyle, I think, is a true
ball handler.
Extra ball handler, yes. That's just going to benefit Tyler and Bam even more. But being able to rely on them to have that two-man game in the final stretch, that's going to be huge going into this second half. And it's even more of an advantage for Spo because relying on that ISO Jimmy, we had to move away from that. We've been seeing it all in the first half. When Jimmy hits it, fantastic. But that's not something that we want to be relying on every single night. You need to have these options.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, let's bring a little levity. We're having fun. We're having a great time. Joey's at a Benihana or a masseuse parlor, a Benihana / masseuse parlor with a happy end.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
that's a
kind of
like combination.
It's kind of like Taco Bell and KFC like have kind of merged, and you gotta get both.
Yeah, I hope the guys at Chefs ain't doing both jobs.
No, yeah. No, they're essential. Yeah.
Chat wants Pepas. Guys, you don't want Pepas with me. You want Pepas with Alf, who's on vacation.
Yeah, no, nobody wants it.
Just wait till Monday. We got it. On Monday, we got it. Depo's coming back on Monday. Listen, there's nothing better than Pepas on Monday, okay? You have Pepas, just wait. Just chill, But, Joey's at this Benihana masseuse. Why not a little set with Joey's 2-minute comedy hour?
Hey, all right, guys. Thanks for coming. I'm happy everyone took their shoes off and is now sitting on the floor. I appreciate it. I just wanted to yeah, thanks. All right. I won't be long. All right. I won't be long with this, but I do want to say that, the All-Star game a couple weeks ago, right? Haven't been on for a minute and missed everyone. Love everybody. I do want to say the celebrity game, though. I mean, there were like so many people I didn't know. And at that point I was like, you're telling me Kyle Rittenhouse, couldn't get on one of those teams?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, probably like one of the biggest of the year. And I mean, you're telling me neither team needed a shooter, right? Anyway, I really don't like the celebrity game because it really is a lot of people I don't know. I have an idea. I don't know. You guys let me know if this is a good idea or not. But we do a canceled celebrities game, right? How about that? Everyone would watch it, right? I mean, your starting five would be, you got Ellen at the 1, right? Obviously, you got the baby at the 2, Travis Scott at the 3. You got Armie Hammer, in the post, and then you got Marilyn Manson getting rebounds, right? And then my other idea was that like whoever wins the MVP, it's presented to by Kevin Spacey. I felt like that would be a
God.
But that's all I got, guys. I kept it short. It was just an idea. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. There will be to-go containers coming out soon. Thanks.
Is OJ the coach?
Oh yeah, no, he's assistant.
I'm
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I was showing my sister OJ Simpson's Twitter account because it was following the what happened with the George Floyd murder, and OJ was talking about the cop that killed him, and I remember somebody tweeted out, "An expert weighs in." When OJ. It was the most Twitter thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'll tell y'all a secret.
Oh God.
Whatever. Few thousand people watching this. He did that shit.
Spoiler alert.
Kenny's breaking the news.
You know what? Next Hangover Time, I want you to ask Alf for his OJ take because it's wild. I'm throwing off of that. Next Hangover Time, someone ask him.
I'm like almost sure of it. I'm okay.
We're going real going on a limb here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. And his later stuff.
Just Jared says Kenny late to that conclusion. Royal 07 King says, "Oh, Kenny, go work for CNN now." Kenny revealing secrets. Way to go! I'm not reading Smeagol's comment.
End the show.
I'm not doing it. No, I actually have basketball that I want to talk about now. We don't have Siobhan here. I'm not going to take your imaging, but there was a play that I did want to talk about a little bit. So here we have Duncan kind of screening for Tyler to come off, and so you see they have shooters on the weak side. They have a totally open lane, and that right corner is absolutely vacated, which is great if you can get anything to the rim because there is no help on either corner. So there's nobody to tag a roller. So we have that initial Duncan screen, and we have Tyler kind of going to try to come off a handoff, with an advantage. So what you have is just two shooters and a roller, and they're leveraging their movement and their shooting. So Tyler's going to get the handoff, and Bam is going to roll really hard to the basket. The drop man is there. Tyler's man is trailing the play. Seth Curry has to stay with Duncan. And what happens is Bam is going to get a free lane to the hoop. That's an easy lob. That's an easy finish. And that's just what that could have been the guy of the play, but that's just what they do when they go to these smaller lineups. They have an ability to leverage their movement and their spacing, and that is really, really smart coaching by Spo. That is a set play that is by design. So anybody who says that Spo's not helping them that is 100% a design. And Kenny, that is a feature of their offense this year. And I've talked about this a ton on my Twitter account. When they empty the corners, they are specifically trying to get help away from a roll man because they know that when their shooters get open, it's a fire drill. And they have leveraged that into a lot of shots at the rim and a lot of plays like that. And it's just smart offense, Kenny.
And I mean, you got one of the best rollers in the NBA. And I do want to go back to Tyler again, executing on these. Like Moose has been saying all night, he does not convert those last season. And so, I mean, I'm not going to give my opinion or my thoughts, but I'm excited for the future.
You should be, because the future is here. The year of the drip drop.
Yeah, you're the drip drop. I would know. Look where I'm at.